Welcome to the beautiful Australia.
That's crazy.
In this video, we go on an epic 1.5 month long adventure camping our way through the country.
Back to our trusty tent.
Most of our trip spans through the state of New South Wales. We visit lots of national parks and see everything from Australia's unique wildlife, mountains, beautiful coastline, and even the major points of interest. But don't fret, towards the end of our trip, we visit a bit of the incredible state of Victoria. There will be lots of practical information to help you plan your trip, and you'll see all of the good and all of the bad. So sit back and relax, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button.
We're in the craziness of New Year's Eve in Sydney, and we're on the Rocks neighborhood.
Yep.
And it's packed full of people. Like, you can barely move 2 inches without hitting somebody. I don't know if we're gonna make it for New Year.
So
over here.
We're gonna wait 60 minutes. 60 minutes standing up right here.
We're gonna wait 60 minutes till the 9 p.m. fireworks, and then we're probably headed out.
I'm really sunburned.
There's the Harbor Bridge. And the Opera House is somewhere behind these buildings. So to get here, we came from Dallas, Texas, 17-hour flight. We landed in Sydney at 6 a.m. and we spent most of the day at Bondi Beach, but now we're in the chaos. New Year's Eve celebration. All these roads are closed for cars, so it's pedestrian only for blocks and blocks around Sydney. Well, this is something. We found a spot and we didn't get a view at all. Now we're moving to see if we get a better spot. And actually, we're headed to the car because Sparky's there. Oh my gosh. Jen said the crowd of people are more impressive than the fireworks.
Yeah, we didn't say squat, but
Which the crowds are pretty crazy.
there's so many people.
I
They
know.
said there'd be over 1 million people.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
Next time we're coming on a yacht.
Yeah. Anybody got a yacht? We got a cab. Thankfully. We're here in the snowy mountains of Australia with Virginia on our first official adventure here up at Thredbo Resort.
Absolutely. Where are we headed today, Kristen?
The highest mountain in Australia. Kosciuszko?
We're here at Mount Kosciuszko's summit wall.
Yes. So our friend Jen, she has a YouTube channel, Jen and Ring, and we met them online. They came to visit us in Hawaii. If you weren't here at that time, you can go back and watch those videos.
And we'll get Brenden in too.
Yeah, Brenden, he has to work at this moment, but you'll see him later.
The walk to the summit is 13 kilometers or 8.1 miles out and back, and the entire hike we passed by beautiful alpine views and lakes. It was pretty windy getting up to the top, but that didn't stop us from getting to the summit in only about an hour and a half.
This is the most hiking I've done in 5 years.
So the tallest point is right there at that statue, and look at all the people up here. So we finished the highest mountain in Australia. What do you reckon's the next one?
The second highest mountain in Australia.
So Thredbo is actually a ski resort in the winter. And if you didn't know, all you Americans, yes, Australia has snowy mountains. Because I didn't know before I met them, but there's a lot of things to do around here, even in the summertime. There's a bunch of mountain biking trails. There's a gondola we're gonna do a little bit later, and a mountain coaster.
There's also Australia's highest restaurant, and I'm sure there's a lot more I'm not mentioning here, but we bought the adventure pass that includes all of that and more.
The happy walkers.
We made it back on the chairlift. We don't have to walk down the mountain.
I've never been in a gondola, but that was so cool.
The last season before the gondola, we were on one of the last runs down in the chair.
Oh, cool.
You gotta get keen.
We're trying ginger beer from Australia.
Trying the Australian version of ginger beer. It's called Cascade.
He's annoying. We just rode the Alpine coaster. How'd you guys like it?
It was
Mad. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's heaps better than the old bobsled because you can't actually like go flying off the track.
So it's super safe. You feel it too.
And you can control your speed as well, but I couldn't feel them. This is Thredbo Village. It's a nice view of the town right here. We're at the Wild Brumby Schnapps Distillery here down, not too far from Thredbo, I'd say. We're gonna try some schnapps, lots of flavors. Sam is super excited.
Yeah, it's our first time.
They use these raspberries to make the schnapps. Is this the only thing they grow here? Raspberries?
I don't know, to be honest, because they do sour cherries, so maybe they grow cherries somewhere now.
Huh. So, you know Jen, right? Well, she knows everyone. She told us we would be staying with some of her friends for the night, but what we didn't know is that they are part of an organization that helps rescue stranded and injured animals. Before we arrived at their place, she was hoping that they had a certain animal that she knew we would love.
Hey Sammy. Hey Sammy, is that a win?
That's a win. It's pretty cool.
But the roos weren't the only animals that they had.
Look at your lips, she's dead, mate. It's time to duck.
Hucking a loogie.
That's it. You want if I scratch you, you watch it.
It is estimated that nearly 10 million animals, reptiles, and birds are killed each year on Australia's roads. Sometimes they are only injured, or the joeys of Australia's many marsupial animals are left orphaned after the mother is killed. And that's probably what happened to these guys. Hearing these statistics brings light on why these wildlife rescue organizations are so crucial to the survival of Australia's wildlife. Did you enjoy your breakfast? Was it good?
What's it doing, man? Little girl. Oh, big scratch. Big scratch.
Is that good? Oh, yeah.
When you feel them, they got that.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nifty! Australia is famous for big things. There's big things in a lot of the touristy spots. So this is your first big thing. I'm sure we're going to cross a few more on our travels.
Yeah, and this one's a big rainbow trout.
Yeah.
In the city called Adaminaby.
Yeah, and they usually represent something that's like famous or popular for the area. Yeah,
Okay.
So this is a really great trout fishing area.
We made a stop in an old gold mining town, but a lot of it has been destroyed from the fires. But there's these different signs to learn about it. These are some of the old ruins of the, I guess this is still part of the courthouse? I'm not sure. I mean, obviously they've restored pieces of it, you know, but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're here in the national park at the Urangabili Caves. We're gonna do maybe a tour or two, and they have some awesome pools you can swim in. We're
we're gonna spend a couple of hours here and maybe have a barbecue later. So we're at the thermal pools, but right beside the pools is the cold river. So we're gonna jump in the river first and then get in the warm pools to warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Shoot,
how cold is it?
I don't know how cold it is, but let's get in there and check it out.
This feels nice. Just gotta watch the rocks here. It's not too cold, but you know, when you first get in, it's a little chilly.
What?
Yeah, Jen told us that this river is called Urungabilly River, named after the area and the caves. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
You would almost not even know these caves were here unless you knew they were here, you know what I mean? There were no signs or anything, like on the main road.
That's a good start.
Oh, that's so nice. Look, he's still over there.
So strong.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can stand. Yeah. Say hi. They got everything you can need up here too. Is that a changing room and bathroom up there? It's a comfortable temperature.
What a perfect day.
I know. Seriously, and then we're gonna go see the cave.
And then we're gonna eat.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Barbie. I didn't video that yesterday. We had an Aussie Barbie
We did.
with snags.
Yeah.
And
silver and nifty.
yeah, but I'll show you that later when we barbecue out here.
Is your appetite working up, Sam?
I'm getting a bit hungry too, but for snacks at least. Yeah, look how nice it is out here. I like the river because it's less people. So me and Jen are gonna head back under our little shaded area, maybe get a snack and dry off before we hit the cave, but we'll see you guys in a little bit. Headed into Jersey Cave right now. Can't wait to feel the cool air.
Now, 1890 is pre-Federation Australia. So if you're the Governor of New South Wales, you're the boss second to the Queen. If you're the Queen, then you, right? They thought this cave was so impressive they got him to come in and say, yeah guys, cool cave, chuck my name on. Well, the story goes, apparently his missus wasn't too happy about that. Wasn't too happy that she didn't get any recognition. He got the whole cave, the Lord Jersey Cave. She got the Lady Jersey Shore.
How cool was that?
How cool was it, Sam?
Bloody hell.
He seems excited.
Might see some food, yeah?
Oh. We found this picnic barbecue area and we're cooking our snags. Look at that.
Sometimes we get a bit gourmet and we add some onions and eggs and
Shrimp? Shrimp on the Barbie? No. Oh.
prawns fresh.
So shrimp on the Barbie is not a thing.
You don't cook prawns.
Did you not know that?
No.
You
Okay, in
cook
America
prawns.
they say like when you go to like Outback Steakhouse or whatever, you get shrimp on the Barbie.
It's like a menu item.
I think it was made famous on like Crocodile Dundee or something. Throw a little shrimp on the Barbie. Something
Yeah.
like that, but it's not something you
Oh wow. So this is all you would cook on a Barbie.
Oh, and hamburgers and
Oh,
lamb
okay.
chops, bit of steak,
Okay.
tomatoes.
Chicken?
Yeah, it's chicken skewers.
Yeah.
like salads.
Okay.
Yeah, anything goes on the barbie except shrimp.
Except shrimp. Now they're properly roasted. So we're on a big hike today, aren't we, Jen?
We are.
Today and tomorrow we're doing a hike called the Main Range Walk. It's about 14 miles. What is that in kilometers again?
About 24 kilometres.
kilometers.
And see if we're up for it, we might do a couple of side trips.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how we feel.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I've ever, what we call it in America, backpack. So you hike and then you pop a tent and you hike a little more.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm in good hands. She knows these mountains back and forth. She's done this hike many times, so that'd be a good idea to try it out while I'm here with her.
I feel privileged to be the first person to take you out overnight.
Yeah. Her bag's a lot bigger than mine, just because she's done this a lot. Mine's quite small.
Still good.
Yeah.
Still got a bit of weight.
There we go. We just now started, so let's go. Coming across the hut. A memorial or something?
Yeah.
There's a view out the window there. It's a nice little hut, I'd say. There's some food and supplies in the cabinet, and they make sure they say it's not provided by the park. Brought some tea to make a cup of tea.
Cup of tea time.
So for dinner, I'm having this Mexican bowl. There it is, with some corn chips. You have some rice and what, quinoa?
Yeah, I have peri-peri style rice and red quinoa with some avocado for some healthy fat.
Yes. This one's pretty spicy too. This is the Mexican chicken. Of course I would pick that. Starting off day 2 hiking. We had a good morning, didn't we?
We did. We had such a beautiful sunrise.
Yeah. We had a little bit of breakfast.
We got to share a coffee with Lockie.
Yeah.
Did you tell them about Lockie?
I kind of whispered it because he was standing right there.
That's so funny.
That was the dude I mentioned that just kind of stumbled in last night, unprepared.
35 kilometres yesterday without any overnight provision.
Yeah.
Thought he could finish the extra 10k. Did a few side trips. Don't come into the mountains not prepared.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. So that's Mount Kosciuszko, where we hiked the other day. I'm 100% sure that video will be up before this one. So go watch it if you haven't. And that's the highest peak in Australia, if you haven't seen the video yet. You can see our hut over there where we started. We couldn't have picked a better few days to do this hike because the weather's supposed to get pretty bad the next week or so. Morning sunlight is so beautiful still. Sammy's missing out, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Although this is a proper girls trip. He's not into overnight hiking and long hikes, so we just cut him out of the picture. But this one's way better than Kosciuszko Summit. Although I think the official hike does take you up to Kosciuszko, right? We just skipped it because we did the other day.
So this mountain range that we're in, Kosciuszko is part of the Great Dividing Range. And it starts down in Victoria, near Melbourne, and goes all the way up into Queensland. It's one of the largest mountain ranges, continuous mountain ranges in the world.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I said, I didn't even know there were mountains in Australia until I met them. Parts of the park had this big metal grate to walk on. Like if you do the summit walk, you'll see them, which is nice on your feet, but I feel like it kind of takes away from the natural beauty a bit. But you know, you give and you take. Did my first cooey. Australian cooey. What is the story behind that?
I actually don't know the beginning of it, but I know that people use it as a way to tell other people where they are in the bush.
Yeah.
Or in the mountains. It's always fun.
Turned off a bit to see Blue Lake. It's one of Australia's glacier lakes, made from a glacier. I think there's 5 in Australia, I think the sign said. It's beautiful.
Over there where all those rock faces are, we get ice that we can use for ice climbing.
Oh.
A lot of alpine mountaineering courses take place out here and teach like alpine ascents, like roped up alpine ascents using these gullies. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey Kristen, you're a fly taxi.
We're going on a proper Aussie road trip away from the snowy mountains. Where's our first stop? Well, we've actually done a couple stops.
We stopped, I think that place was called Tamora.
Tamora, where we got the meat pies.
Yeah, but our first landmark stop is going to be at Parks at the Dish.
And we'll explain a little bit more about that later. How you feeling, Sammy?
Are we there yet?
We stopped at this Betland Stone fruit store. We got some peaches. Is it apples too? Peaches.
Peaches and nectarines.
Yeah, nectarines, yeah.
And a mix of yellows and whites, I think she said.
We got a whole bag for $15.
They're big too.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy that over the next few days. So we're here in Parks at this massive telescope. This was one of the telescopes that they used to communicate with the people that walked on the moon. When they landed on the moon, America was on the opposite side of the Earth, so they had to use this Aussie telescope to communicate with them. So how cool is that? So there's 2 dishes here. Jen is speaking with Sam, who is over there, far away. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because you ate 9.
You're proper comfy back there.
It's a long 3 weeks.
Show them how the men put up the tent, Sammy.
Hey, woohoo!
Take off the sand.
There's a storm rolling in. He's keeping the tent stable.
It's like the Wizard of Oz in here.
Just made some coffees with our stove we bought today.
What's happened?
Oh my gosh. So we're on the phone with our travel insurance because Sammy is having some abdominal pain. So we think he needs to get checked out. So we're checking with our travel insurance to see hopefully at least some of it will be covered if he goes to the doctor, which I really think he needs to go. But we're in the middle of nowhere at a campsite in the middle of a storm.
The storm was pretty.
Yeah, it was really pretty. But we were talking with somebody and we got disconnected, so we're trying to get a hold of them again. So that's what's been happening. This night has been crazy. So the rain has gotten into the tent and basically made a big puddle underneath this mattress.
Shine the toilet. Oh well, shit happens. All right, time to get Sammy to the doctors.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey team.
Hey. Me and Jen are soaked. Poor Sammy's in pain.
I think
Oh my God.
I might have appendicitis or gas pain.
We're not gonna.
We're not sure yet. We're off to Dubbo.
So, he went to the hospital. Sammy got checked out. He's fine. We're going to continue our road trip, but we have a few hurdles to take care of first. So, in the rain, we got soaked and our bedding got wet. So, first we need to get to the laundromat and the car wash to kind of rinse everything off. And then we're going to go find a better tent. So, this doesn't happen again.
We finally made our way to our next planned destination, Warrumbungle National Park.
Excited about this one.
But what we thought was going to be a fresh start to our trip only brought more mishaps our way. But I guess that's the name of the game when you travel.
Good morning. We're here up a little bit early. It's about 8 o'clock, maybe a bit later, to do the bread knife walk. It's the most popular walk in the park. We have a nice overlook view here. We're trying to find a hut that's over here, which is not too far. The sign said the hut was built to help the workers build the track. Not too exciting, but now it can be used for hikers and whoever needs it.
Well,
Kristen did another fall, of course.
we won't.
It's been a thing on my hikes. I tend to fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
So falling into the waterfall wasn't actually that strange.
No, absolutely not. I've fallen in Hawaii. I've fallen in a volcano hole. Not a big one, but enough to like, whoa. In Idaho, I fell on a hike. Literally 60% of hikes.
So we've just put a bit of pressure on the puncture there.
Yeah.
And use my headband thing.
Put pressure.
Yep, but you were just up on this rock, and it's actually not that,
Yeah.
it's not that crazy. I'll just show them. Like it's not like a cliff, there's bushes just there. It was just to have a look at this beautiful view, and coming down here, perhaps we should have got someone else to hold the camera.
Not taking a tumble.
Yeah.
I didn't twist any ankles. I think just the rock scratched me.
Yeah, I think you've just punctured a little.
Yeah.
It's all right, we'll have a rest and we'll make our way back.
Yeah.
Nurse Kristen nursing herself to health. You could probably leave it folded up.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. It'll keep the extra pressure.
Yeah.
Any extra pressure is good with hiking.
And that's why you always carry a couple of pieces of poo paper.
Yeah. Maybe I should start hiking with my headband now.
Yeah.
Give me that extra.
I honestly didn't mean to bring it. It was just wrapped around my wrist.
Yeah.
But usually I'd have my bandage, and I didn't have my bandage. So I think, what does the nurse say? She's good to go?
Yeah. It didn't look bad.
No, it actually looks better than I was expecting.
Yeah, me too.
Just the way the blood came out.
I must have hit one point on the rock. It was kind of deep.
Yeah, so we've rinsed it off just to try and minimise infection, and
we're good to go.
She's walking.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just worried about it bleeding too much while I'm walking, but
I think the pressure will be all right.
Yeah, we'll come to that if it happens.
Even with a broken leg, we made it to the top. We're at the bread knife gap. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We made it to our next campsite.
And it's a cool...
Freaking hot day.
Hopefully it cools off enough for us to be comfortable tonight, but...
My lips are already burning.
What are your lips burning from?
This must be what purgatory feels like.
I thought it was hotter in Texas.
No.
It's about this degrees in Texas. We're in a town called Lightning Ridge. This morning we come early to a spot called the Boar Baths, and it's a natural hot spring that they've kind of made into a pool. It's going to be a really hot day, and later we're going into the opal mines, or a sculpture tour, which this town is known for.
We've had I wouldn't say a rough few days, but we've done a lot of hiking, and I fell, and poor Sammy went to the hospital. So these baths are actually pretty nice, even though it is still hot out here.
So nice on my back. I feel like
there's a good breeze out too.
I know it's meant to be 45 today, and right now it feels like a comfortable, what would you say, 32? 38.
Oh, he must have looked 38. And it's still like 8 o'clock, 8 something.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Yeah.
One more soak and then we're out of here?
Yeah. We're coming to explore the cute little shops in the art gallery down here.
The town of Lightning Ridge has a lot of sculptures and murals. It's actually really cute, artsy, quirky town. We're going shopping for some opals. We'll see if we can find any cool jewelry. This place is interesting. The Opal Cave. To get out of the heat, what a better way than to go down under in the opal mines. This one specifically was made into a sculpture tour, all carved out using a butter knife. We just had to have some fun after a challenging couple of days. This place is called Chambers of the Black Hand because down the road used to be a sign of the Black Hand, and they call the rooms the chambers, so hence Chambers of the Black Hand. We have to wear these hard hats, and Sam is just going to town with them.
Look, I am your father.
Okay. You're gonna hit the wall.
Kristen's first time driving on the left-hand side of the road. She's doing well, eh, Sammy?
You just started.
I'm a bit nervous, but Sam had to jump in there in Scotland without any help. It was just me and him. So we have Jen to guide us along. And it's different too. In America we do miles per hour. This is kilometers. So that's a bit different.
She's got this. Sam's just got his teeth chattering in the back, but we'll be alright.
She's doing the same thing I did too. She was like hugging the left side of the
That's alright.
That's what I was doing too. Because it feels weird, cars coming on the right side.
We'll check in a little while.
We've taken a drive up to see this beautiful mountain, Mount Warning, in Wollumben National Park. It's such a unique mountain. Virginia even told me about it a couple days ago, how she wants to hike up there, but we passed beautiful tropical rainforest and a nice little creek. We're on an unplanned adventure. Unplanned adventures are the best ones, I'd have to say. Stop in Nimbin, the hippie capital of Australia. See the surroundings. We're still in the beautiful rainforest type of landscape. Back to our trusty tent. Fire, table, gin, and we trying this thing out. So that right there was a paddy melon. It's basically like a really tiny kangaroo or like a rodent. It's super cute. It hops like a kangaroo. But there's tons of them in this little campground. We're at the Wan Wan State Conservation Area at this Rummery Campground. It's a beautiful little spot. There's waterfalls all through the park and a beautiful river. It's very tropical. We're gonna have a nice cool night tonight.
We've arrived about like 6:30. We came from Nimbin, and we're gonna have a good night. So this is cool. This campground is for the Aboriginal people. How awesome is that? It's a pretty cool campground. So I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, so Jen has taught me a little bit about the Aboriginal history, and that there were hundreds of different tribes here in Australia many, many years ago. Obviously the English colonizers came in and like basically destroyed all the different traditions and stuff, so it's kind of sad, but it's interesting to learn about how Australia used to be. Noodles for dinner. Yum.
Give me extra juice, appreciate it.
I gave these all as much juice as I could get on there.
There's a goanna right over here. He's massive. Are they normally that big? Bigger. On the loo, they have a sign about them. Don't leave food out.
Now imagine, kids, you're in the loo, you're taking a dump in the morning, and the big bloke comes to you and takes a snatch into you. What are you gonna do?
This campground has a couple of waterfalls, so we're coming to see Minion Falls. It's a quick walk. Let's see how it looks. That's crazy. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Today we're at Byron Bay.
This is a Moreton Bay bug. It's similar to a lobster. This is half of it, obviously. We just had fish heads, Byron Bay for lunch. Delish.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
We're coming up to Byron Bay Lighthouse. It's on the coast, obviously. It's a really beautiful view of the ocean and the beach behind it, and the mountains. Looks like a sand castle. So here at the lighthouse, you can follow this track that brings you to the most easterly part of Australia's mainland. So we're going to find that. Maybe there's a sign, I don't know, but otherwise we'll be the most eastern people in Australia. The most eastern person in Australia. Found an Australian big thing.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Morning. We found a campsite last night on the beach. We did take a dip around sunset. It was beautiful. Forgot to pick up the camera, but here we are. We're going back. I'll show you what it looks like, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun this morning. How was your sleep?
Well, pretty good.
Yeah. I think he's starting to like camping.
No.
The beaches of New South Wales, my friends. There's some surfers out there too. Oh, he's performing for the camera, this one is. So we're in a town called Yamba. There's these beautiful pools right off of the ocean where you can swim, and the ocean even makes a little tide pool. We found a nice shaded spot. The story behind this, they used to mine goldstone here, and then they hit pockets where the springs came up out of the ground. So that's what these are. Me and Sam are hanging out in the tide pools. We were sitting over there as the tide was coming in, and it was nice, cool water, almost like a spa, because we were sitting on a rock, and the water was coming in and like making it spa-like. But I'm a bad YouTuber. I didn't grab my GoPro out of the suitcase, and it would be a whole like scavenger hunt for it, but I figured I'd get some on my phone. Jen is somewhere, I think she's in the freshwater pools, which we haven't done too much of. We're enjoying the tide pools, but we may get in a little bit later.
They ventured away from the towers. Bets on, will they jump or will they not? You got it!
How'd you like it?
That was awesome.
Can't believe he wasn't scared at all.
She chickened out almost. I was like, there's people behind you trying to jump. I was like, you can't go back at this point. The best way going down is literally jumping off the cliff.
That's what made me go.
Yeah.
Over the next few days, we were invited to stay with some of Virginia's family on a farm. Farming is a huge industry in Australia, so it was a pleasure getting to experience a bit of that. At this point, we had been in Australia for over a month, so it was nice having a bit of downtime. We played some bingo, and as always, Sam even won a game.
Bingo.
But before we knew it, it was time to hit the road again for a very special day and experience.
We're going on an adventure, a true Aussie adventure, a surf boat, is that what it's called?
Yep.
With our friend Jo, who's a rower.
I think she's the bronze medalist at
The Australian, yeah, I don't know. She's something. She's
really good.
Yeah, she's a good water girl. Here we go. Look at Sam's get up.
You just better like leave the belly out.
Apparently we have to wear these for legal reasons.
Kraken's at Wagooga Boat Club, and we're out here having a little crack at the water.
Arms away, body rock, slide, pull, feather, arms away, body rock, slide, pull.
Just a little feather, Kristen.
Arms away, body rock.
That's a bit too much.
Slide, square your blades, drop them in, everybody pull at the same time.
You're going really well. I'm just
Arms
trying
away, body rock, slide, blades, pull.
Yeah, good.
Just try and get the movement. Watch the body. And just try and watch my body. Watch the blade. And keep in time.
Body, legs,
Here in the rainforests of New South Wales at Dorgo National Park. We're going on a walk called the Wonga Walk through the rainforest. There's waterfalls on this track, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to see some waterfalls and hopefully some nice wildlife. These strangled trees here in the forest, and I found a big one to get inside because whenever the vines come and strangle the tree in the middle rots out.
Danger Falls, by the way. It's pretty fast. We're in the big banana. It's the banana dance. Eating a banana at the big banana. Banana split with vanilla, nuts, all the good stuff. He's got himself an Aussie hat. What is it?
Mate.
What is it for, Sam?
It's for the bugs.
We've driven 2 hours to Port Macquarie, and we're going to visit the koala hospital. So excited. These are all the koalas in care. It's a lot of them, actually. Koalas are an endangered species in Australia, so they can be pretty hard to spot in the wild, and they only live in certain regions. Common reasons that koalas need to be in a hospital include anything from bushfires to falling out of trees, and another common reason is from chlamydia. Oftentimes, the koalas are released once they are treated, but sometimes they become life residents at the hospitals if their injuries are too severe to be able to survive on their own. CW here. Let's see, he's a ruptured left eye and minor limb injuries, being hit by a car.
It's sad because a big problem with koalas are people are building too many houses and taking their trees, so they end up dying off. They're actually possibly will be extinct by 2050, so that's a really sad fact that we learned. Back in the tent again. Don't let him fool you, he loves camping.
I love camping, actually. This is a great time for me. It's a good experience.
Today we decided on a beach day. I'm gonna be rocking Sam's Bunnings hat in the water. I probably look so obnoxious to the locals in this hat. It's at least keeping the sun out of my face and shoulders. We're going for another dip. It's nice and cool. It's beautiful water. So clear. There's a sandbar right out there. So this is like the perfect spot to be. It's almost like we're on a Caribbean island. There's fish. Oh yeah, look. I dip, you dip, we dip. I dip, you dip, we dip. So it looks like there's a current coming in. When I was out there, I felt like I was getting pulled really heavy, so I got out of the water for a minute just to scope it out. So the Australian beaches don't have the flag system like we do in America that tells you the wave strength and stuff, but they do have designated swimming areas, which is the red and yellow flags right over here. I'll show you in a second. So that area is patrolled by the lifeguards and stuff. So you'll see there the red and yellow. This area is the swimming that has the lifeguard watching. And it's usually the calmest part of the beach anyway. Yesterday was a public holiday called Australia Day, and it's basically celebrating it's basically celebrating the colonization of Australia and the day they basically became a country as we know it today. So we had a beach day yesterday and did that surf thing that you saw, the surf boat. And then we basically booked it to the koala hospital. And today, we thought we'd come to the beach because we really haven't had a lot of just like relaxing beach days. So that's today. And we're gonna camp our way to the Blue Mountains after this and then head into the Snowy Mountains.
And that's exactly what we did. We headed to the Blue Mountains and found a campsite not too far away. There are a ton of campsites in Australia, so we never had any trouble finding one last minute.
We popped our tent just in time to beat the rain. So we're trying out another rainstorm here in the tent. The last time we didn't get wet or anything in this new tent, so we'll see how tonight goes.
The next day, we visited Scenic World, which is an amusement area in the Blue Mountains. They have the steepest passenger train in the world, and that's what we decided to start our day off doing.
Here we go.
They used to have mines down here, and that was the main purpose of the railway. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple things here.
They look like twins.
But our favorite part of Scenic World was riding the cable car over the canyon. You got to see for miles across and even got an amazing view of Minion Falls. Once you get over to the other side, you have an option to take a short hike down to see a part of the falls up close.
The Skyway, best thing of the day. What'd you say, the one over the canyon?
Yeah. Now we have a decision because we're getting close to the end of the day here where the Skywalk, like the ride to get back to where our car is like, then we think it closes at 4:50 or 4:40. And it's currently 4 o'clock, but there's a 30-minute walk we're trying to do. So now we're trying to book it and hopefully we don't get stuck here in Australia.
Yep. On the other side of the canyon from Virginia.
Yep, Brett.
Gee.
There we go.
Is it refreshing? We haven't heard this many languages in one day. I've seen this many different culturally different people. It's very touristy here.
We loved the Blue Mountains so much, later that day we even thought to try to watch sunset over the canyon, but Mother Nature thought otherwise.
Where
are you bringing us?
Oh, you never know with me, do you?
Oh my gosh. This is pretty cool though.
Yeah, this is like
Crazy?
I'm good.
What about if you just hold on to this side
I'm
so I
good.
can take a photo?
Yeah. That's freaking me out.
Oh my god. There's a cool bridge right there. It's closed though. Wow. It looks so eerie with the fog.
That's too much for me. I can't do that. Just that edge, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh, it's just like a little earthquake and we're done.
We're spending a night in Sydney, so we'll have 2 days to explore. And our first stop at the fish market.
I didn't expect the fish market to have so many items to buy. They had everything from raw fish to cooked, and you could even get specialty items you can't find many other places.
This place is chaotic and awesome at the same time.
Even if you didn't want to buy anything, it was so fun just to immerse yourself in the experience.
So we got some scallops, different kind of scallops, and salt and pepper calamari. I think that's all we got. We're waiting for a number to be called.
We also loved that there was an option to sit outside to eat.
The bin chickens are attacking everyone with the seafood. So we got some kind of scallops. They added other stuff to it. These are freshly grilled. These are calamari, salt and pepper. Delish. I'm gonna go for the grilled scallop. Cheers. I remember watching a documentary that the king crabs are some of the largest of their kind here in the Sydney Fish Market.
And what's a trip to Sydney without driving over the Harbour Bridge, with a little fun added? Our next spot is a very unique location, but first, let's take in a view of the beautiful Sydney Harbour.
Under the Harbour Bridge, there's these facts and pictures along. The bridge opened in 1932. So this Luna Park is an old theme park. It was in commission during World War II and after, but it's one of the only theme parks in the world protected under the government legislation. Here's the theme park, and there's the harbor. So it's so close to all the popular attractions around here.
We loved going into Luna Park to see the vintage style park. It's free to just walk around, and it brought us so much nostalgia.
So we were gonna ride the Ferris wheel, but the dude said you have to get an unlimited pass. That's $65 a person, and that's really the only thing we wanted to ride, so not worth it. The bins are funny. You have the rubbish, cans and bottles. There's lots of games you can play.
But we couldn't help getting a bit silly anyways. And even better, the views of the harbor are pretty stunning.
There's a for sale apartment over there, and it's also got a yacht that comes with it. I think we can do it.
Yeah, I reckon.
I think I can sell both my kidneys and my heart and my lungs, and we'll be a quarter of the way there.
And you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a minute for me to explain where we stayed at in the city. We were on a bit of a tight budget and wanted to stay very close to all of the things to do. But to be fair, Sydney and tight budget don't really fit in the same sentence. We landed on a hotel in this area near the Darling Harbour. I can't say I would recommend this specific hotel we stayed at, but I don't think we could have picked a better location. We were able to walk almost everywhere we went, and we were able to fit in so many sites in only 48 hours.
Opera House. She's impressive. Imagine what the fireworks would have looked like if we just would have got this spot.
Once we arrived at the Opera House, there was a worker that told us to come back at 8:30 to watch a light show. We got a few visuals at the Opera House at daylight and we waited around for the show. She told us to sit near this black box for the best view. The show was about 6 minutes long and showcased Aboriginal stories.
We're at this Ipudu Japanese ramen spot.
Circular Quay.
Yeah, Circular Quay. Sam got some sake and ginger.
Yuzu highball.
Oh.
Yuzu whiskey highball.
The ramen here was absolutely delicious, as well as the eggplant appetizer. I still think about this dinner so often. I highly recommend visiting. Before we explore the nightlife in Sydney, we had to make a side quest to what may be the most iconic spot, besides the Opera House.
We found P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
For a bit of nightlife, we found this cocktail bar called Maybe Sammy, and it's rated one of the top cocktail bars in the world.
This menu. These are all the cocktails.
This bar not only has great cocktails, they also take you into an immersive experience from ordering your drink all the way through drinking it.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Kristen.
Kristen, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you are in your room, maybe 7 hotels, and you order room service. Now, normally you get like a dish, room service you get a dish. In this case, you're getting a martini. Before you get your martini, stare in the eyes of here. Make sure the thing gets very cold. Honestly, cold. The colder the better for the martini.
And we may have just blown that tight budget. The next day, we decided to walk through the Royal Botanic Gardens on our way to Circular Quay.
You can almost imagine what Sydney would be like if they didn't build all these huge buildings.
We passed by beautiful lookouts of the skyline and the famous St. Mary's Cathedral.
It took 100 years to complete.
Yeah.
Any other cool facts you just read?
You just walk through Hyde Park, and the fountain behind us is the Archibald Fountain, which was opened in 1932.
We finally arrived to a ferry boat out of Circular Quay. This boat takes you to Manly Wharf, and along the way you get to ride across Sydney Harbour. This ferry goes to Manly Beach and back, so it only takes 20 minutes. But during those 20 minutes, you get awesome views of the harbour.
There's a lot of people surfing out today. It's a pretty gloomy day, so not much swimmers. But yeah, it's a gloomy day. Birds.
At a really small but big thing. A really big but small thing. Reverse that. Big thing. We're at a big thing.
A sheep. Apparently the sheep has some other things. Oh. That's the other things. That's the Australian American Monument? Memorial? That is representing the help that America gave Australia during World War II. We're at Australia's Capitol building. Australian flag up there. It's an interesting architecture, I'd say, huh?
I don't know much about it. I probably should know more than I do. This is Parliament House and it's on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. The entry to Parliament House is free and you can see unique items displayed here. I especially love the items displayed from the English royal family. Australia is part of the British Commonwealth, so that's why.
If you come up to Mount Ainslie, you get a beautiful view of Canberra. You can see where we just went to Parliament House, as well as other important buildings in the city.
Canberra has one roundabout for every 1,000 people. We should Google how many roundabouts are in the city.
We should.
Having a look inside the Australian Mint to learn about how all the money is made and whatever else they have for us to learn about. The coin factory was on display, although they didn't seem to be working this day. It was still cool to see the coin displays, and I learned that the Mint also made the Australian Olympic medals a few years ago. The different 50-cent coins.
Those are 1 and 2 cent coins before we got rid of them.
Oh, this one's cool, the sun.
I know what that is.
Wow, it's amazing to look at all the different varieties that they've had. After driving overnight to get back to the snowy mountains, dodging so many animals, including cute little wombats, we spent a few days resting and even had a bit of fun at the lake. Our Australia trip was coming to a close, so we couldn't go back home without seeing at least a bit of the neighboring state, Victoria. We're in the beautiful state of Victoria here in Australia, and we just went up a sketchy dirt road, 4-wheel drive up a mountain. Anyways, we made it to a hut. We're gonna check out the view up here. This hut was also in a movie called The Man from Snowy River, and since it was a movie set, they tore it down, but because of the popularity of the movie, they rebuilt it. Well, this is nice. Beautiful log cabin. I've mentioned this in another video in New South Wales, but many of these huts were built for the cattlemen for shelter in the high country, and now it's mainly used for people that hike and stuff for like an emergency shelter. We have Mr. Ring joining us for these Victorian adventures.
Hey, hey, hey!
He's an interesting one, that man.
It's a baby one of those Cunningham skinks.
Ah, yeah. He's looking me straight in the eye. We've made it to the Great Ocean Road here in the state of Victoria. It's a windy, overcast day, but it's one of the most popular tourist destinations here in Australia. Look at Sam getting on his jacket. It's summer, by the way. This part of Australia has some of the largest waves in the world. What's that movie you were talking about?
It's Point Break. It's about Keanu Reeves. He's a cop and he's infiltrating a group of surfers. And apparently they're in this area of Australia.
How cool is this? Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like it.
Instagram versus reality. So all of these little different spots were obviously formed by the sea and the waves, so you get to see different formations. So this is called London Bridge, and this little section fell into the ocean, so technically London Bridge fell down. When the bridge fell down, people got stuck over there. I can't imagine. Next stop was at the 12 Apostles, the name given to the rocks to attract tourists. Now, because of this, it's definitely the most touristy spot on the Great Ocean Road, and that was very apparent with the amount of people here. Fun fact, there are only 9 rock formations, not 12, and 2 of them have since fallen into the ocean, so there should be 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although the rock formations are beautiful, it's definitely not somewhere you want to go to escape the chaos. We found an echidna on the side of the road, so we hopped out of the car real quick so we can get him on camera.
We saw one our very first night here in the middle of the night, but we haven't seen one since.
It'll dig straight down into the ground.
Yeah.
And they grab the root system.
Oh.
So you can hear him tearing at the roots.
Yeah.
And now it'll be impossible to flip him. There you go, bud. First echidna.
Feels like home. You got a little rain protector as well. It's a gloomy night, gloomy Avo. Raining a little bit.
What does Avo mean?
Afternoon. Spotted our first koala in the wild. We're going searching for Aussie glowworms.
In Australia.
which they only glow when they eat. At night, you can't shine lights. So we'll see. You think I can get them on camera though? There's no light on the camera.
I think it would just look like the stars on camera.
One of the only spots in the world you can see them. It's so cool. Oh, is that funny?
Shiny.
Very cool. Very unique experience. Good morning. Look at the little hoodie I bought. We just finished the Great Ocean Road and we made it to Split Point Lighthouse. Say hi.
This lighthouse is a famous TV series.
Is it really?
Yeah, we grew up on it as kids. In the TV series, the sting gets set up a bit different because there's a replica in the studios. So they have doors that go into bedrooms and
Oh, okay, yeah. We're going up to the top to look outside. This is the first time we've ever been in a lighthouse, I think. For me, at least.
You can hold on to me. I'm good.
Ooh, what a view. I'm not going over there.
It's brutal around this side. Nearly lost my wig.
Over the next few days, we based ourselves in the city of Geelong and stayed with some of Virginia's family. With a big travel day coming up for us back to the United States and Virginia with her own adventure, we all decided as a whole to just take it easy. That was until our last day together, we decided to have one last beach day before we said goodbye.
Found a nice beach called Indented Heads, and there's a shipwreck out here. We'll see if there's any good snorkeling. But there's also a cool thing. You can see Melbourne off in the distance. It's pretty clear right now.
Yeah, you put your hand out.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared, just put your hand out.
Am I gonna scream?
No. Trust me, I'm from Australia.
Oh!
Just put your hand out.
I don't trust. Give it to Sammy.
No, put your hand out.
What is that, a jelly? Don't give me that. So as you can see, there's a lot of seaweed around, so there's a lot of like beach combing things you can find. We just found a sea urchin over there. Lots of cool shells. Brenden can entertain himself all day. There's a shipwreck out there called the Ozone. We're gonna go snorkel and see if there's any cool wildlife to see. It was put there to block the ocean current and the waves for a barrier. You can see it right out there. Let's go check it out. I don't know why I'm so nervous to go close. So the grass gets dark, and then against the dark ship, you can't see anything, and it's a little murky, so I was too scared to go. You know, anything could be lurking in that grassy area. Maybe I've just been out of the water too long. I'm not as brave. Need to get my skills up. Saying goodbye to the guys. It's been a pleasure.
It's been. I've had a ripper of a time. What a legend. What a pair of legends to tell these people from America.
Oh,
Look after yourself, all right?
try not to cry too much.
Yeah, I'll be sad on my own, but...
Thanks for having us, guys.
Hell yeah! Don't forget all your shit.
Until the next adventure.
See ya!
It's been a while since we rode a train that was in... This almost feels like an English
Like
train.
2 years ago, probably almost.
On our way to Melbourne. 2 nights.
We just checked into our hotel, the Crown Plaza Melbourne. We got upgraded to a city view. We're platinum members with IHG, so they upgrade us if it's available, give us welcome points, yada yada. We decided to get lunch at Degito. It's one of the best pizza places in Melbourne, apparently. I got a limoncello spritz to start, and we both got some pizzas. And you know it's Italian when the waiters are Italian. I got truffle pizza. Sammy got a meat, and we got a salad to share. Bon appetit. Top 3 best pizzas.
Top 3 best pizzas ever had in all the countries we've been to.
So we're at the Melbourne Central shopping area. It looks like it's in an old train station, I think. Just tons of shops. It's like way full. We found an English bar for Sam to get Guinness.